hoot at a Dorset antique shop.
It's a very ugly baby. Just sort of so grotesquely horrible, it's great.
Twin sisters give him double trouble at a Wiltshire garage.
800 quid?
11.
And at a hat maker's in Luton, he considers a radical new look.
Stop traffic in that one.
Drew Pritchard is one of Britain's leading decorative salvage dealers.
Wow. Blimey. Look at this.
He scours the country in search of weird and wonderful objects.
I love that. Oh, that's a stonking one. Look at that.
In his hunt for treasure,
Is that marble or stone?
he bargains hard.
16.
1750.
16.
With
So,
help from Rebecca
That's rather good. You drive me round the bend. Lovely. I'll just go downstairs and we'll sort out payment.
and a team of renovators, he transforms thousands of items from junk to gems. At Drew Pritchard Antiques, the extraordinary is part of the everyday.
Two swans attacking a huge frog. I know, I like it as well. We most must have very strange tastes.
With a world of potential customers at his fingertips, Drew's become known for the high quality and curiously different goods he brings to the market.
Drew's parted with his curry sign.
Which is already sold and going to Germany.
It's going to...
Yeah.
But every sale creates a gap in the warehouse that has to be filled, and unusual, quirky items with interesting character, provenance and
the things that I want. It looks easy, it really isn't. People do not have any comprehension of how long it takes to get out there and find really cool stuff.
Drew's heard of some dealers who don't shy away from buying and selling the sort of eccentric items he loves. So he's making the 5-hour drive from Llandudno to Ferndown in Dorset in the hope of getting his hands on some great new stock.
We're off to Home Alchemy, and it's Carl and Tracy, husband and wife team. They come out of the corporate world, so relatively new to the game. Doesn't mean they're not any good, though.
And he's still getting used to his new specs.
The thing is, without them, I can't really see properly anymore.
It might stop you buying rubbish.
On the edge of the New Forest, the small town of Ferndown is both sedate, and Carl and Tracy Dorr had jobs in marketing and sales. But weary of the day-to-day grind, they hung up their business suits to follow their passion for antiques.
I find the vintage scene, the antique scene, fascinating. There's not really a theme to what we do. We just buy what we love.
We expect a little bit of a haggle. That's part of the life.
There you go. Home Alchemy. There's a lot of good stuff there. Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good.
Drew?
You? Nice to meet you, Drew.
Hi.
Tracy.
Tracy, hi, how are you? I love it when you come somewhere and it's just a different mix again. First impressions on coming into the shop are good. There's lots and lots of stock here. It's definitely different. There's a real mix. It's fine to go into a shop that just sells Georgian furniture or just sells Regency chamber pots or whatever. That's fine, but I like the mix. And they're doing the same here. So, yeah, could be good. Do you do trade prices?
Always.
With so many odd and unusual things on offer, it's not long before something grabs Drew's attention.
Yes, that only came in yesterday.
And how much is he then?
That's 450.
400 yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
All right, you got me.
Yeah.
Next, Drew's eyes light upon another intriguing object. But is it kitsch or just quintessentially Drew?
Is it wrong of me, see? I quite like that owl.
It's terracotta, Italian.
Yeah, let's get it down and have a look at it.
Sure.
Where did you get it from?
We bought it at an antique fair about 3 years ago.
Okay. That's a very ugly baby. Sometimes I see things that I think, oh, I like that. And then immediately I'll think, oh, no, I shouldn't really like that. And that's utterly wrong. So I see this huge glazed terracotta owl. And I don't know, there's just something about it. It made me, I think, oh yeah, it's such an odd piece. It's the sort of thing you could imagine in, Dallas, on a desk or on a side table in the Ewing's farm.
Terracotta is a type of oven-fired earthenware used to make pots and ornaments like this large painted and glazed owl. Originating from Italy in the 1980s, the eye-catching piece could be worth around £250.
How much is it? Yeah, okay. chance. Oh, cool. Thank you. It's a big old bird for 150 quid.
You've made mistakes before, but that's the biggest owlet you've made yet.
You're a little book of these.
He does make them up. I think it's 1980s. It's sort of so grotesquely horrible, it's great.
Yeah.
My customers definitely wouldn't have been buying that off me 10 years ago, that's for sure. But I think it just comes with time in the job, confidence in your own abilities, and not really caring what anybody else thinks. And I don't. Tell me about these skeletons and bones and things that you've got everywhere.
These are all old medical bones.
They're real, yeah?
Yes.
There's a good market for this.
Yes. Original early 30s one, as I'm sure you're aware, with the triple base.
Right.
The original angle poise lamp, which combines flexibility with perfect balance, was designed by George Cowardine for Herbert Terry & Sons. The three-step base indicates that this is a very early model, dating from the 1930s, much more valuable than the later and more common two-step base. It could be worth around £600.
We buy angle poises all the time. They're very, very common. There's millions of them out there, but there's hardly any with a three-step base. Now, these were made in the early part of the 1930s with the three-step base, only for a brief period. I think it was like 3 or 4 years, something like that.
We could do that for £95.
Okay.
It has been rewired.
Yeah?
Okay.
Amazing. Earliest one I've ever seen.
It's lovely, isn't it?
The earliest one. I've never seen one that early.
Yeah, it actually came from a house clearance. And It
Really?
was just in somebody's garage.
Unbelievable. I hope the guys are making a profit, because I certainly am going to out of this stuff. It's good stuff, you know, this is good, interesting stuff. These are funky as well. Do you make these up? You see some of the originals, and you make
Yeah,
them up as well.
the red ones were made up,
Yeah,
but the orange ones are original.
yeah. That sort of stuff, I've just started buying it about a year or so ago. I started buying that type of thing. It's definitely got its place, hasn't it? It's the next, not next big thing, but it's just the next sort of wave of stuff coming through.
Yeah.
However taken he is with the shop display, Drew knows that there could be even more weird and wonderful objects stashed out the back.
Have you got any unrestored stuff? Have you got a storeroom or something? Oh my God.
They came from a specialist shop.
Yeah.
Specialist in what?
Is it
Yeah.
That's my grandmother's.
Yeah.
The manufacturers used to come home every day and go, oh, I've made a boob.
Yeah, blimey. So, there's lots of things in it. Oh, you've got that sling seat there as well. Tell me about that.
We bought that from a couple locally,
Yeah.
and apparently they bought that from Liberties of London,
Okay.
but we've not been able to confirm it. There's no labels on it.
Yeah, I like that. How much is that?
As it is, 150.
The sling seat, designed to hang from the ceiling, has a £300.
What for it? Yeah. It's not bad quality, but it is very, very, very much of its time, and a great colour, and I've not seen one like that before, and it's really buyable. Well, 100 quid by it. Take a chance on it.
Salvage Supremo Drew Pritchard is at antique shop Home Alchemy in the sleepy Dorset town of Ferndown. He's driven 300 miles to search for the kind of offbeat items that he's known for.
It's a big old bird for 150 quid.
He's come across a rare 1960s sling chair, said to be originally from Liberty of London, and is bidding hard to buy it.
Well, 100 quid by it.
You like seats?
Yeah. Okay. Let's take a chance on that. I think it's got enough about it. Certainly a great colour.
Yes.
You can get that repaired fairly easily. Maybe get a cushion made.
You could have it in the office, and you could have Enzo on your lap and as it spins round.
It's odd and unusual and quite well designed and interesting and a good colour, and the price is right, so we'll buy it.
Drew's already spent nearly £400, and with such an eclectic mix of interesting and quality items on offer, there's no stopping him.
Can we have that out and I'll get the other ones out as well? Do the pair 400?
Yeah, we do that.
Nice. Thank you.
Cheers.
I love that. It's gorgeous.
What about that chair there?
Cheers, nice one. Isn't that lovely?
Really lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. 25 quid?
13.
So the sort of prices I'm getting things for, I can just put a small turn on them and guarantee you'll sell them quickly. You know, don't have to put tons of profit on all of this stuff because it's going to sell quick. Is that horrible or is that great?
It's great.
It's great.
Yeah.
We're 100 quid by it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'll take it for that. What sort of money's that? It's just
100.
buying a frame, aren't I?
Yeah, I could do 100 on that.
Do 75? 10?
Yeah.
Marvellous. Happy with that. You've got great stuff, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I would rip that wall down and get this lot for sale. For sure.
To a century about them.
You've got these vinyl chairs. I thought you just had the one.
No, we've got 3. We did have 6, but unfortunately 3 have been sold.
These swivel chairs, upholstered in red vinyl with an alloy base, originally came from a barber's shop. Dating from the 1950s, they could be worth around £150 each.
Vinyl chairs, don't really buy them very often. You know, they sort of smack of cheapness, but I can buy them at the right money. We'll buy them and we'll turn them over because they are comfortable, good quality chairs underneath all of that. The base particularly well made as well. Can you do the 3 for 225?
Yeah.
Marvellous, I'll take all those. Cheers. Lovely. Okay, this is good.
Cheers.
Let's fill that van up. Today was excellent, really good. I did my favourite thing, which was buying loads of stuff. Meeting you did for me to go to one shop and buy this much stuff. So there's an awful lot of things that I really like in here. The way I buy, you know, it changes all of the time. I get to the point where I don't question myself at all. If it's priced right and I like it, that's enough for me. Sorted?
Yeah, all in.
Wasn't anything big, was it?
No.
Only that thing.
Don't mess with me, I've come armed.
Tracy, a pleasure, thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Good to see you, T.
Well, see you again, mate. Thanks.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
Joe.
Good luck.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah,
See you
you
again.
too.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh.
Give me a hand.
Drew's bought exactly what he was after, a van full of offbeat and unusual items.
That was a good haul.
It was.
There's a lot. I could have actually found more. There's more there. The prices are fantastic.
So the first part of the trip has paid off. And while Drew's in the area, he's going to make another call, just over 45 miles from Ferndown, to the village of Bratton in Wiltshire. He's going to meet 2 sisters who are dealing with their father's unique legacy.
Right, T, we're off to Tim Martin's garage. They're clearing the site and they're auctioning off everything that's on the site that we don't buy, and it's then going to be redeveloped as an art gallery.
Okay, so has everything been valued already?
Yeah, they've had an auction house in, but that's okay. That's all right. You know, they can put whatever prices they want on things. It doesn't really make a
On
difference.
the Salisbury Plain, where engineer Tim Martin ran a successful motor repair business in some garages he built himself. With his passion for machines of all types, in half a lifetime he amassed a sprawling collection of cars, motorbikes and other paraphernalia. So it should be another opportunity for Drew to find some bizarre items. Sadly, Tim recently passed away, but his twin daughters Nadine and Vicky will show Drew around.
My father collected anything military, vintage, cars, but his biggest passion was steam trains.
He was a railway enthusiast.
Yeah, enthusiast.
Not a train spotter.
Yeah, we like that noted. Sadly, in April, my father died, so all of this has been left to my sister, me and my brother. So it'd be nice to see a lot of things go.
Drew's being allowed in before anything actually goes to auction. A great opportunity for him to get in on the action ahead of the general public.
Drew,
nice
how are
to
you?
meet you. Nadine, Vicky.
Vicky, hi.
Hello.
I am T.
Hello.
How are you doing?
So how long's it taken to amass this lot then?
About 40.
40 years. First impressions are good. There's more things here than I thought, and it's just a little gold mine, this place. It really is, potentially. The things I'd be interested in here would be the obvious ones, which are the Shell sign and the Blackstone oil engine sign. Be interested in that as well.
We've had a lot of interest in that one.
What's your top bid that you've had on that so far?
Well, I was told it was worth about 2,000 quid, that
2,000
Blackstone oils, because,
It's a real early one.
yeah,
It's for,
Well,
it's for
the
steam
guy-
engine oil. You have on the motor oil, Shell motor oil sign, hanging sign.
Well, you'd have to make us an offer.
Right, I'm not an expert on signs. I'm just buying it for its decorative appeal.
Yeah.
There's loads of enamel signs everywhere, and a couple of real good ones. There's one over there for oil for steam engines. I've not seen one that old before. But the one I really like is the one behind me here, and it's the Shell motor oil sign. It's that classic little can that there's millions of them out there. It's just a good colour, will restore well, and it's small. That's good. People can buy it for the house.
120?
More than that. Yeah.
Go on then.
Yeah.
Go on then. What if you've had it valued? It might be something rare that I don't know about.
I've gone in on the sign at 120 quid, hoping to buy it for 140. Now, yes, obviously it's worth more than that, but I'm not buying it. It's decorative.
I think it's more worth about 300. 300.
About 350.
Yeah.
I can't pay that for it. Because,
No.
too specialised. Whenever I'm dealing with a sale at a deceased estate, you have to be mindful of being, obviously, extremely respectful to the people and the memories that they have tied up in things that I have no idea about. But I'm here to make a profit. I've got to make some money. So we have to bid what we can bid, and that's it. We can't just pay more because of the situation.
There's plenty to rummage through and look at, but is any of it of the quality and price Drew is after?
I'm waiting for a big rat to jump out.
Well, there are a few. What else is behind there? Just stuff.
Bits.
Loads and loads of bits.
Okay, that's good. It is a wow factor, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a tough-
1926.
1926, and what model?
Lancia Lambda.
The gifted engineer Vincenzo Lancia first produced the Lambda in 1922, with its revolutionary design including a single-unit body and independent suspension. This early model is the prize piece in Tim Martin's collection.
Did he ever use it?
Yeah, and they did this, so it looks like this from Vicky's wedding that she had.
Really? Did you sit in the back of it?
Yeah. Yeah, we had hay
No,
bales.
I sat in the front with my dad.
Yeah, it was lovely.
It was the highlight of my day, sitting in there with my dad.
Today, a valuable little thing. I'd value it somewhere between £40,000 and £60,000.
Wow, that'd be
Yeah.
brilliant.
Somebody will give you on it. I mean, that's going to fly. Somebody's going to absolutely fall for that.
Moving on to the gardens, Drew spots a real diamond in the rough, poking through an overgrowth of weeds.
What about this?
It's the stone table that we used to sit and have our tea round, believe it or not, years ago.
But it's just saddle stones.
With just a
With
big
this big
slab
piece of
on top
stone.
it.
I have no idea where it came from.
Great garden table, isn't it? I know it's only made up. It is only made up
Yeah.
out of a slab and some things, but it's all weathered together. Found something out in the field here that I really like the look of. It is caked in mud and leaves and lichen and ivy all over it. But it's great. It's the sort of thing I'm really looking for all of the time. It's a stone table.
It's a decorative item at all, and to recognise its value. It could be worth around £2,000.
Can I have a go at buying this one?
Yeah.
So, I would pay, what, 800 quid?
No, more than that.
Salvager extraordinaire Drew Pritchard is getting an exclusive preview of the contents of a garage in Wiltshire before everything goes to a public auction. It's packed to the gunnels with original cars and automobilia, the lifetime's collection of the late Tim Martin. In the garden, he's discovered a monumental stone table. But will Tim's daughters, Vicky and Nadine, cut a deal?
What, 800 quid?
No, more than that. 100.
1200.
Can we do a grand? Meet in the middle?
11. 11.
11.
Stereo?
Come on.
Stereo!
11.
twins, come on.
11.
11. Deal.
That was...
Yeah.
Thank you. Good
We
luck
want
with
it gone in 10 minutes.
that. You'll have to wait for us to come and get this.
Yeah, that's all
Can
right.
we make sure that nobody cleans it or brushes it
They
or jet
won't.
washes? Because I don't want it.
Jet wash it. No, we won't.
don't
No,
know.
I
Don't
Don't
did.
use any
I
fear
did. I
of any
bought the
washing.
best trough I've ever seen in my life off a guy. Massive stone trough, 1742 carved into the front of it. Paid in the money, said I'm going to go and get my trailer, and he was going to lift it up. Got back, it was in the middle of the yard, and he jet washed it to pristine condition, the whole thing, and I said, just give me my money back.
Yeah, money
He
to
just wrecked it.
Yeah.
Excellent. Happy with that. It's big, and the best thing is it's the right height. it's great. Absolutely superb. It's going to be a pig to move, but it's a fantastic piece. It really is.
Then Drew picks out another item with highly unconventional appeal.
What do you want for that one?
Was it a cast iron, isn't it?
Cast iron top, just like a galvanised pole. That's like the double corner. £250. This is a brilliant looking road sign, and it's incredibly authentic and original. It's just untouched. It should really have the little glass cat's eyes all over it. That would have just made it perfect. But it's saleable.
This road sign probably dates from the 1930s, when there was less signage fighting for the driver's attention, and each piece was of a smaller size.
The bid, maximum, that's it. I'm done. I'm not going any higher.
Yeah.
All right?
260?
No. 250, I'll buy it. Otherwise, no. That's it. Just walk.
Okay.
250.
250.
Done?
Yeah, done.
Marvellous. Thank you very
That's
much.
250
Each.
500.
That's not how it works. And me. You've got to get it out.
Yeah, it'll come out. Just
I
need
think
to
it will
wobble.
come out.
Just need to wobble.
Just needs to
Yeah.
wobble.
Today, good, fun. The girls were a right laugh. Not what I expected. Buy of the day, obviously, the stone garden table. It's unusual enough, but useful enough to be very saleable. Now, what you have to imagine is the person who has got everything in life, and that's what you want. Done. An odd purchase of the day was the little sort of, bends in the road sign that we bought. We'll put 50 quid profit on it and wave it goodbye. Anyway, thanks, guys.
Pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Good luck with the sale. I should imagine it's going to go very well.
Thank you very much.
today.
Thank you very much. So it's
All
in
right.
the
Lovely
effort.
to meet you.
Yeah, it's
Bye-bye.
really good.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. That was good.
Yeah, I really enjoyed today. He enjoys not only the buying and the selling, but just the looking round and the seeing, and understands Dad's obsession with the collection and why he would do it. It's nice to see that somebody understood rather than just looked at it all and thought, good God.
Drew's long trip to the southwest of England has definitely paid off. But what will his team at Llandudno make of the odd collection of purchases?
Aunt had one of these.
Yeah. Just hangs from a beam in the
Yeah.
house. Needs a repair. Can you get it over to Craig, Carl, pronto?
Yeah.
What
sort of age
is it? That's
Sorry?
great. What sort of
Late
age?
50s, early 60s.
Yeah. Very retro. I'm really fond of it. And in the right place, in the right situation, that's going to look amazing in somebody's house. Yes, quite a bit of restoration, a few costs to add on top, but it's just a great, cool piece. I mean, how often do you see something like that?
Okay, 3 of these. Now, vinyl chairs I don't usually buy,
Red vinyl.
but sit in one. They don't look it, but they're very, very comfortable.
They are comfy. They're kind of very ugly. My first reaction was, oof. They look like sort of blobby sweets. And red vinyl is not...
Wipe the face, get them sold.
Come on,
You don't have to be- don't have to be expensive.
You'll fall asleep.
Fine.
And there's more. Yeah,
There's
Drew.
more. That's sweet. It's cute.
It's very
little,
cute, and it's
isn't
also
it?
early 30s. One of the first production ones they made.
Oh, it's a 3-step.
3-step
Yeah.
with the earthing plate on the front, completely unrestored and original with nothing missing from it at all. 95 quid. Bit of kitsch, bit of cool, Italian 80s, 70s, 80s. That's a hoot.
See,
You get it?
that's a hoot.
I think we've done every Al joke known to man.
I actually quite like that.
150 quid. It's a nice big decorator's lump on a side table.
I can see why he bought it. It's sort of very decorative, and an interior designer will have just the spot for it to go. Because if it's in the wrong place, it'll look completely naff. You've got to be...
When I first saw the front of Home Alchemy, I thought, well, it's not really my type of shop. Don't think there's going to be anything there for me. I'm really pleased, actually. I didn't just look in the window and go, oh, it's not for me, and walk away. Those guys have got great items, fantastic prices, and lots of it, and a nice big space, and they're mad keen. So it's good for everybody. That's how it should work. You just keep flipping it over, keep moving it along all day long.
Drew's tending to buy more and more items that are slightly left of centre, and they're selling really well.
The sling chair Drew bought from Home Alchemy goes to upholsterer Craig for a few repairs.
I've got a split here, small split on the back here. I'm going to have to...
One to the sewing machine.
I've already changed the thread on the needle. We need a special needle for leather, so I've already changed that. We'll have to lace this back in as it was before. Yeah, that's the job finished.
The never-ending quest for really unusual items is taking Drew down a favourite and well-worn path.
I love going to old factories and industrial buildings because they all did different processes. They had different moulds, they had different machinery, different pieces of furniture that they used. So they're a rich vein for us whenever we get asked to go into one.
On the hunt for those industrial treasures, Drew's driving 220 miles from Llandudno
To meet a guy called Philip, who owns a hat factory and one of the oldest hat makers in the UK. I'm hoping that they've got work stools, workbenches, moulds, maybe even sort of mirrors or stands where they'd have a display area. You know what I mean? Factory equipment. But for hat making, what do you not need for hat making? Oil and grease and tar and welding. So anything we get might be in really good nick.
For over a century, Luton has been the millinery capital of Britain. In the 1930s, 17 million hats were made here each year. One of the oldest Luton hat makers, the Wright family, set up shop in 1889, and their business is still thriving today, with clients including Princess Anne and the designer Vivian Ways within the original Victorian factory, first used by his great-grandparents. That will mean a big clear-out of the workshop floor.
Invited Drew to help me shift some of the memorabilia that otherwise I'll just keep. I hate throwing stuff away that has memory or whatever. And it'd be really good if Drew can find a few bits and bobs and find new homes. Yeah. Good morning, boys.
Morning. How you doing, Drew? Nice to meet you.
How do you doing?
Hi, MT.
Hi, T.
Yeah, cool. Right, let's get in. I want to see hats.
Oh, you'll see
I'm
plenty of
going
them.
to buy a hat for myself now, I think, probably.
We shall get you one.
Yeah.
So, come on in. Welcome to my world.
So this is the showroom.
Showroom, we call it the studio.
Yeah.
It's now really for...
Can go.
Ah. And then
have
I'll,
that and that
yeah,
and
and
that.
I'll stick something on their head and they'll go, well, I never would have chosen that.
I see.
But these are what I have fun selling.
Fabulous.
Or making.
So where do these go to? Can I try? What size am I? That's a large. I don't think I'm a large. That's too big, isn't it? Yeah.
So
I do love a hat.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. I like it. That sort of works. Look at that.
So yeah, it's definitely higher weight.
Yeah, that's it. You'll need leather chaps for that as well. Do people just do this? They walk in and just start messing about with your hats?
Yeah, it's fancy
I'm
dress.
sorry.
Though. No, it's great. It's what we like.
Oh, I quite like that. That's good, isn't it?
You can reserve a seat on the train in that.
Look at that.
Because no one's going to sit on it and no one's
Right.
going to move it. Definitely not.
Yeah. Stop traffic in that, wouldn't it?
This came off a chest that was so rotten. There was nothing they could do with it.
What's unusual about it is the quality of the timber that they've used is very, very good. Not particularly on this one, but on this backboard. What Philip is showing me in one of the rooms is a collection of carved architectural or furniture fragments. You've got all these odd elements. And what I'm really interested in is the backboards that they're attached to are incredibly old and very, very thick veneer. So what I think we've got here is 18th century chest that somebody has applied in the 19th century or later all of these elements to it.
This collection of architectural fragments were the gift of a furniture restorer, which show an oriental influence and some fish-shaped handles. The quality of these is so good that even without the chest, they could be worth around £500.
What do you want for them?
Oh, I've no idea.
They're a really odd one. I have to say they are a really, really odd.
I'll let you ponder.
Yeah. I think I might have to for a minute, because you've got some chairs over there as well that I'd be interested in.
The Singer chairs.
Do you still use them?
We use them here, for the public, but we can't use them in industry because they're no longer
Up to spec?
Yeah, which is a shame because they're actually really comfortable.
Yeah, they were designed right the first time.
Yeah.
In 1910, the American-based Singer Company, famous for its sewing machines, started producing workshop chairs with a cast-iron base and pine timber.
We've got 6 of these.
You got 6?
6 of those
Oh,
in this
great.
room. Make a great dining room table and chair set.
They would. Now, these are the later variants. This is the sort of last of the line. The least popular, but the most usable, and the most sort of accessible. You find more of these than any other type. But there's 6, and they're in really good, fairly matching condition. What would you want for them? Because obviously it's a lot more attractive to me that you've got this many. £100 a piece?
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll start making a note.
Well, thank you very much. Yep,
Thank you.
happy with that. They're comfy as well.
And there's still a deal to be done on the wooden fragments.
I think I'll go in with one bid and it would be for the lot. I don't know how far apart we're going to be, and don't take it the wrong way. I'd probably pay £400 for the lot, and that would be it. I'll just grab my hat. Yeah. You should make sure you pick the right one.
Is it that one or is it the bowler?
This is the bowler with the spikes.
We'll get you into it eventually.
Oof. Right, okay.
Welcome to our blockhouse.
The blockhouse is named after the moulds or blocks that are used to shape each individual hat.
Aluminium moulds that have all been made in Luton by Boone and Lane, and this is what we press, dehydrate the raw material on, and so you take something like this. This is a felted wool. It's impregnated with shellac.
Oh, like the French book?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And that, as you know, goes hard. So with moisture, hydration, and then dehydration from this, we get...
Is that how you do it? About producing the best. And you have to remember, we did, and still do, in some respects, make the finest goods you can buy. All the way through the 18th and 19th century, we were known for it as a nation. So to see one that survived like this, and they're still using these ancient hat-making mould things, is really heartening. I like it.
Drew's hoping that there may be specialised items connected with the long history of hat making that will satisfy his need for the offbeat and unusual.
So this is our...
various stuff in here.
Thanks, T. This used to be our trimming room.
Yeah.
And now it's the classroom.
Oh, do you teach hat making as well?
Yeah.
Ah, of course, that's a good idea, isn't it?
We keep the wood ones.
That's the sort of thing that I'd be interested in buying if you're going to let them go.
Philip has found a vintage hat block for a trilby that might be of interest.
Because a lot of my stuff goes to, well, half of it, into the fashion retail business. They buy a lot of my stuff, so I'm going to put this down. It weighs a ton.
Dating from the 1940s, the aluminium alloy hat block in the shape of a classic trilby could be worth around £200.
To have that cast new by the local block maker would cost around £500.
My value is they're sold as decoration.
Yeah.
And nothing more than that, really. I don't think... I can't pay anywhere near that.
Salvage entrepreneur Drew Pritchard is with top milliner trilby hat mould made out of aluminium alloy.
My value is they're sold as decoration.
Yeah.
And nothing more than that, really. Been a few years. 80 quid's fine, yeah.
80 quid.
It's been a few years since I've had some. That one, I will have a deal.
Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you very much.
Philip thinks he may have a second hat block of a similar age, but it's in another part of the factory.
So this used to be the old foundry. You'll find some of the Breton or bowler styles. From your point of view, I think
that one's the bit that you want.
That's the bit I think you'll be interested in.
Yeah.
Instantly recognisable for what it is.
British.
Drew's already paid £80 for the trilby mould. This bowler block is older, dating from the 1940s, and could also be worth
multiples as shop display. Really good shop display. You can do other things with them. They could be a doorstop, they can be bolted to a wall, a bit of decoration, all sorts of things. But I see them in unrestored form, being sold for what they are, just decoration. You prepared to let that one go?
Indeed, yeah.
Right, yeah, I'll have a deal with that, same again.
Cool, thank you.
Marvellous. Do you know what, right, I'm happy if it stopped there.
Yeah.
Because I've got 2 British classics. You're going to tell me they're not now, but...
No, they're
Bowler, Trilby.
And Trilby.
That's enough, isn't it? That's sort of the ones you want. So you're prepared to let them go, yeah, I'll have a deal on that one as well.
Bro. Cheers.
Oh, thank you very much. Right, let's start packing.
Okay.
We've got quite a lot to get on, actually. We did quite well today. That's good for me, I managed to find one other hat mould that I like, so I've got 2. and I'm really pleased because I've got two of the most English hat pair. I think my shop decorating clientele would be interested in those. I'm going to sell them as a pair. Very, very interesting. I bought really well, actually. Got some really nice, interesting pieces, particularly the hat moulds. I think the two quintessentially British designs that we got will translate with some of my customers. I think some of the fashionista sort of customers will quite like those in their windows. One thing we buy a lot of every year are stools of various makes, the most common being Singer. They're very popular because they're well designed. It's a classic piece of British design that now translates very well into really any interior. But getting 6 means somebody can do a dining table or...
Me a chance to appreciate our environment by taking somebody around who has got an alternative interest and appreciation for this sort of art and creativity that we've got around us. Yeah, nice to show off, basically.
Hello.
Hello.
How are we?
Afternoon tea.
Afternoon tea. So, we've been, do you know, we got a call down to Luton to see Philip at the hat manufacturers. Got these.
Oh, how many?
6.
Fantastic.
Set them all to the same height, give them a clean and a polish all over.
6? Wow.
£100 a pop.
Back with one, that's fine. But he's had to pay £100. I think every month these chairs are going up in price.
And then these, because they're a hat maker, they have these.
I thought you'd come back to me
They
with
have these. But these are just great. You've got the 2 classic English males hats.
Yeah.
So a classic bowler and a classic trilby.
And they're sort of cool looking. They're fun. They look good. They're sort of tactile. These hat blocks are aluminium, which I can't remember that we've sold in the past. They always tend to be wood. So that's why they're sort of quite cool. I like them.
While Drew's been in Luton, shine a light on a new home in Stamford in Lincolnshire. And the picture of a bear goes north of the border to Scotland.
Hello, Drew Pritchard.
And the phone keeps on ringing.
The owl sold.
You sold the owl? Yeah. Just now? Well, that didn't hang around. How much for?
£240.
Wow. Where's the owl gone?
He's just here.
You know, well, who's he gone to?
He's going to Wiltshire.
The bird is soon winging its way towards its new owner, a film producer. And Drew's instincts about the red vinyl chairs were spot on. One of them tugs at the heartstrings of a buyer in Norwich, while the other 2 are soon on a truck bound for Southampton.
It's a bit wide, it might be too big, but that's just perfect. I collect a lot of different types of items, antiques. I've worked in NHS for 34 years. I've collected medical items, anatomical models. So it's quite nice to see how we've progressed from the 1900s to present day. Yeah, perfect. I am very, very pleased with them. They exceed my expectations when they arrived. And they're just the right size, not too big. Cheers, lads. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. There's something quite unique. I've never seen this type of chair before. And probably won't see them again.